Hey, welcome to Leaving CrazyTown with Finn and Sarah. I'm Finn. She's still Sarah.
What are we going to talk about today, Finn?
What are we going to talk? It's summertime. Well, I don't know if it's actually summer, but it certainly feels like it here on Cape Cod.
It's coming.
Did you not get invited to that cookout? Are you left out? Do you have room for 15 at your house, but you know 30 people want to come, so 15 are going to be upset with you? How are you going to handle the invitations this summer? Because we know if you're like me and you're a popular guy or gal, it's going to be a busy summer.
We hear this a lot, especially, this is like literally reminding me of last summer, because we hear a lot, because Finn lives on the Cape, people start to, I want to say, complain or start discussing this whole idea of people coming, wanting to come, wanting to stay with them.
Not getting invited,
getting invited,
too many invitations, not enough.
Just the other day someone said, like, why wasn't I invited to your cookout? It's like, I mean, like...
I don't know, you didn't enter my mind.
So how can you enjoy your summer, make decisions that work for you, and if there are people that you want to come down and visit, you can invite them. If there are people that, this is a really hard one, you guys, because this happens a lot. People say, oh, I could never say no to them.
I will tell you this right now, the most ideal situation in Finn's life, I want all the invitations, but I don't want to go.
And what does that mean? Because we make up some meaning about getting invited to things like, oh, it means we're okay. It means people like us.
I'm lovable.
I'm lovable. It means all kinds of things.
For some people, it means you need someone to man your grill.
He's a grill
I have
man.
been asked to a cookout to do the grill.
Yes, he's a grill man. Yeah. So I do think, though, you know, and now that okay, this might be a little dark, but I do think... Ooh. Depressions and suicidality and all of that stuff, I've heard, escalates during the really nice months. And I swear it's because of partly this issue, in the sense of, like, there's a lot of shoulds. Like,
she's an experienced therapist, if you're new here, so you should listen.
I'm just thinking about, like, you know, you'll see, it's all the holidays, July 4th. The feeling left out, the feeling like everybody else has family. That's happened to me last summer, I remember that. The feeling like everybody's got invitations. The feeling like, oh, why is everybody at the beach and I'm not? Like, all this stuff around codependency. What am I thinking everyone else is doing? Rather than, what do I want and need? What's our mantra? What do I want and need? What do I want and need? If I want to be at a party, have one.
And I want to say this. If you feel like you're not getting invited to cookouts and it's upsetting to you, ask yourself if you have cookouts and invite people.
Yes, great point.
Because I want to say this, like...
great point.
I do host a few things, and people will say to me all the time, like, oh, I wish I could come. I can't come on that day. Why don't you have another one? Oh, you're planning that, Finn? That's not working for me. Why don't next time I want to go. I want to be invited the next... And I'm like, well, why don't you plan it?
Right.
You know, because you can plan it. And if you're like me, you're going to be fearful that no one will show up. But I doubt that'll happen.
Right. It's the thing about, what's our mantra on this channel? We are responsible for our own happiness. Okay? I know you don't like that, but we are. And the other thing I just thought of is, we were talking about this topic earlier, is this is kind of a tangent, but the overcommitting. So one thing is, okay, I'm not getting invited. I had an example I just thought of that happened recently. I have a beautiful, beautiful relative, a niece of mine, and we're actually, I got to talk to Finn because we're going to have her on the show. She just released a song on Spotify. And she called me up on a Thursday to invite me to a thing on a Friday at 5 o'clock, an hour and a half away. And I was so excited because I love her so much. And I so wanted to be there for her that immediately I'm like, of course I'll be there. And then what happened? I think I texted you the next morning and I go, oh no. I really acted impulsively. And what happened is the fear of disappointing her, the fear of upsetting her. But you know what I had to keep reminding myself? I had like 3 commitments that day. And I knew that if I tried to go up to Maine at 5 o'clock, I had an 8:30 podcast or something. I had some crazy thing that night. And I was just totally, and you know what though? I finally sat with it and I kept thinking, what's the right thing for you? What else can, you know, and the other thing is, it's not black and white. There are other options. I could take her to lunch. I could do something else with her. I could celebrate with her in a different way. Like, that's the message also. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves to make someone else happy. Like, there are other options. Am I on a tangent? I'm off on a tangent. But, so we're talking about getting together with people, but also doing what's right for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like 2 weeks ago, somebody asked me to do something the day before. And I said, at this point, I need to know at least a week in advance. And now we're another 2 weeks ahead in the summer. I need to know a month in advance.
I know.
My schedule's crazy. It accumulates. Yes. And I have some things I now need to go back and say, you know what? I don't think I can do this.
Yes.
The thing is, we always talk about this. What do I want? What do I need? And sometimes we are impulsive to say things that we're going to do. We don't really think about it.
Yes.
And we have a right to change our mind. We can go back and change our mind.
Yes.
I think, you know, it would be great if we all paused and really thought about it. But sometimes we don't know how things are unfolding in the week or so. And it's okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's all right. And you don't... I know today what's my highest good is the highest good for everyone around me. Now, if Sarah were to run to Maine, run back, do the podcast, she's probably not going to be any good to anyone that she interacts with, and including yourself, and then you're going to be drained and wiped out for a week. And for me, if I want to show up and be present for people, I need to balance my life so I can be present, you know?
Yeah, I mean, really, there's so many messages here. One is, like, thinking things through. Like, that's such a great tool of the program, is really thinking and pausing. The thing is, we're human beings. We get excited. We say yes to stuff. But you can always, that is a huge, huge one, that you have the right to change your mind. I know you guys don't believe that. You're like, oh, I already committed. Yeah, but sometimes we make a commitment and we make mistakes.
And like I always say, when you speak your truth, which may mean canceling or saying no to an event.
Yes.
You will feel uncomfortable if you're not used to it.
Yes.
But that will pass.
Yes.
I promise you.
Yes.
You will be uncomfortable. It will pass. And then eventually it'll be easier and easier. Yes. And you'll start surrounding yourself with people who will be like, I absolutely support you and I want you to do what's best for you.
Yes.
Because those are the people I surround myself with today.
That's right.
Not ones that are going to guilt and shame me for doing what I need to do for me.
Exactly. Exactly. People that are your true friends want you to be happy. Really. So what are the messages this week? If you want to have a great summer and you want to do certain activities, don't wait for someone to make it happen. Think about, what do I want to have this happen this summer? Who do I want to spend my time with? And start planning it. You know, put some action. Take some risks. What else?
Say no when you need to.
Say no when you need to. If you're overcommitting, and this is really common down here, oh, sure, come on down. Yes, yes, yes. And then we hear them at a meeting like in a rage. So.
And you can change your mind.
You can change your mind.
Everyone will survive. And, you know, just another piece of information. When you say no to someone, and you say, you know what, I overcommitted, and you share yourself. You share yourself by saying, I really shouldn't have agreed to this.
Yes.
It's an overcommitment for me. You give that person the power and the safety to understand that they can do the same for themselves back to you. And that's the start of a beautiful relationship.
Oh, yes. It's about connecting, and codependency recovery is about true connection, vulnerability, and authenticity.
And stop hitting your leg because you're making the video vibrate.
And I keep jiggling it. We love you.
We're out of here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Bye.